Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great pleasure to address the Regional Conference on the Social and Humanitarian Impacts of Autonomous Weapons. Let me begin by thanking Costa Rica for organizing this very timely conference with a view to stimulating a common regional understanding on the issue of autonomous weapons systems and the implication of their use. As a region free of nuclear weapons and a zone of peace, Latin America and the Caribbean has been a pioneer on disarmament matters. It therefore comes as no surprise that, as a region, you continue to lead global discussions on new and emerging challenges in the field of disarmament. And for this, I thank you and warmly welcome your continued commitment. It would not be an understatement to say that our world is going through difficult times. The current geopolitical landscape poses increasingly complex and multidimensional challenges occurring against the backdrop of a global erosion of trust in the multilateral system. At the same time, we are facing unprecedented technological change. As has been noted by Secretary General Antonio Guterres, emerging technologies can have considerable positive potential, accelerate the achievement of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, and promote the values enshrined in the UN Charter and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. However, rapid advances in weapons technologies, including integration into these of higher levels of autonomy, are enabling the design and acquisition of new weapon technologies with unclear or dangerous applications. Such weapon technologies may have detrimental implications for the maintenance of international peace and security, and for the protection of civilians and civilian infrastructure, raising questions around the sufficiency of existing governance frameworks. As you are very well aware, the Secretary General has repeatedly emphasized the urgent need to tackle the threat posed by lethal autonomous weapons systems, or laws, that can select and engage targets without human intervention, and has warned that the serious humanitarian, legal, and ethical concerns posed by these systems. This is why, as part of our common agenda, he has regarded the achievement of internationally agreed limits on lethal autonomous weapons systems as an important element of measures that should be sought to reduce strategic risks. Similarly, the Secretary General has encouraged us to put human security at the forefront of our efforts, including in the determined pursuit of norms that will prevent the negative humanitarian impact of such weapon systems. The unregulated use of such systems not only runs the risk of undermining commitments under international humanitarian law, but also poses potential large-scale risks to upholding international human rights law. Talks within the framework of the Convention on Certain Conventional Weapons, or CCW, on the issue of lethal autonomous weapons systems have been instrumental in addressing the issue and enable the international community to make important progress on developing shared understandings and convergence on key issues, including on the centrality of human element. Unfortunately, over the last few years, it has become increasingly challenging to decisively capitalize on this progress. This stagnation is particularly worrying, given that technological developments are advancing at a staggering speed. This underscores the immediate need to come together to set guardrails around the development and use of autonomous weapon systems to address the risk that they will outpace or challenge international governance and regulation. This conference will be a valuable opportunity to build much-needed momentum, to forge a common understanding and to jointly declare the urgent need to make progress and ensure that human beings exert appropriate control, judgment, and involvement in the use of weapons systems. This will ensure that their use is in compliance with international law and that humans remain accountable for decisions made on the use of force. The most effective way the international community can make a difference and effectively address these types of emerging threats is through collective decision-making. For this, every voice counts. I appeal to all regional member states and all observers to seek alignment to facilitate the development of shared understanding and convergence on key substantive issues. It is high time to turn the many years of fruitful deliberations at the CCW into an operational outcome, to advance and to formally recognize the strides that have been made, and to urgently agree on a pathway leading to an effective international instrument based on the prohibition of autonomous weapon systems that cannot be used in compliance with international humanitarian law, and the regulation of other types of autonomous weapon systems. I thank you very much for your attention and wish you a productive meeting.